Talk to me, Buffs Nation.
He is him. We missed him on 2 deep balls. He get those 2 deep balls. The Heisman is at his crib chilling right now. God bless.
We got a special treat for you all. We got my guy David Talks Buffs from David Talks Buffs here on YouTube. My man B, I've been doing that Colorado content. David, man, what's going on?
Jay, thanks for having me on, man. This is a long time overdue. I'm glad we're finally able to connect, chop it up. You know, there isn't a better time to be talking about Colorado. So thanks again, man.
Exactly. This is probably the best time to be talking about Colorado. Fantastic season. So we're going to dive into this season, get some thoughts on both ends and feelings, man, because, look, I'm going to be honest. Coming up front, when I did my preview video for the season, I was prepping and looking at the schedule, David. I was like, man, I do think the Buffs can go 9-3. And so I put together my schedule. I got proof. I got it on video. It's on the channel here at the Primetime for College Football. I got my proof. And when I saw that 9-3, I was like, I'm going to go with that. And they finished there. I'm like, okay, your boy might know something. When you saw the schedule and everything went down, where did you think Colorado initially was going to land?
So I was teetering right around there. I think initially in the spring, my unofficial prediction was 9-3. But I got to be honest, Jay, as we kind of went back through the summer, you know, we ended up putting a guard at right tackle. I was a little nervous, so I dropped my prediction down to 8-4. Still, you know, a doubling of last year's wins, but that's what I was expecting. 8-4. Anything on top of that is, you know, A++.
No, I totally get you with that. Because for me, so the games I thought they were gonna win, I thought that actually the 3 losses, those I marked as wins. The three actual games that the 3 losses, I thought they were going to win those games. And my losses, they destroyed, like Oklahoma State at the end of the season, 52-0. I had them losing to Oklahoma State because Oklahoma State coming into the year with all those players. I thought that what was going to go down, but it didn't, man. It did not at all. So, but how did it feel this season for you, though, man? I mean, I know, you know, you as a longtime fan and a graduate of Colorado, watching your team go from 1-11 to 4-8 to 9-3. I know that was an amazing ride.
Yeah. It's been an emotional roller coaster, but the biggest thing, Jay, that I try and tell new viewers or people who ask me about it is that it just feels amazing to care about college football and for other people to care about us. I mean, we were in the bottom cellar. We're relevant, G5 bound. Like, that's how I always felt. And, you know, Prime came in here to a program he had no business coming to. Again, I really want to credit him because he had the balls to take this job on. You think Dan Lanning or any of these high-end, hires over the last few years that are coming to Colorado? No. So he had the stones, put his money where his mouth is, come out to here and run things with his own style. And it's been a great fit. It's been a lot of fun. And it's been great to go from being hyped up. I mean, this was hard to be memed by everybody at the end of last year throughout the whole offseason, right? But now I feel like, hey, we've won enough to where now I feel like we are deserving in some sense. Like, it feels good to be a true villain sometimes of other college football fan bases. It's fun to go back and forth on Twitter, you know, the trash talk, all that. And honestly, to watch some generational talents play for Colorado in itself. I mean, that's just been incredible. A lot of people try and rain on our parade saying Deion, Coach Prime, he's going to leave at some point. I don't care, Jay. My channel is all about living in the moment, enjoying this. And I mean, it's been perfect. It's been perfect.
That's awesome. And that's a very good point. We're talking with my guy, David Talks Buffs from David Talks Buffs here on YouTube. Please go check him out. Yeah, it's funny you say that because the Coach Prime experiment to me was a fascinating one as soon as it happened. That's kind of what, you know, sparked the creation of this channel. Was I've been a fan of Deion Sanders as a kid, most of my life. One of my favorite players. Whenever I played Madden back in the day when I was real young, I always picked the Falcons and picked Deion Sanders because my cousin would always pick Rod Woodson and the Steelers. So I had to have somebody that could match up, right? And So seeing him go become a coach, going from Jackson State, coming to Colorado, it intrigued me that you rarely see the great players be able to be successful as coaches, because a lot of them have that mentality of, why can't you just do what I do? Like, just do it this way. And you can't. But then we're going to talk about this guy now. Coach Prime walks in here and he brings like a version of him. He brings Travis Hunter, who looks like him. Now, Travis Hunter obviously is one of one, David. We know that there's a very good chance he wins the Heisman. For those watching it today, the Heisman, he's going to probably win it tonight. If you're watching it later, afterwards, so don't attack us on this. But David, when you look at this, Travis Hunter, one of one, he has won 7 different awards that, honestly, I'm somewhat surprised that he was able to pull off, while at the same time I am just beyond impressed. How did you feel about seeing him go not only the Blitnikoff, the Walter Camp, the Hornung, the Bednarik, the Locke Impact Award, the AP National Player of the Year, and the Big 12's Defense Player of the Year? Talk to me about that as a fan.
And I'll add this too, if I remember correctly, an All-American at both corner and wide receiver, which is just pure insanity. I mean, it's a shame that we've only had him here for 2 years, but obviously he needs to move on to the NFL. But just a treat, a once-in-a-lifetime type of talent, and still surreal that he is wearing the black and gold. Still surreal. I'm going to be able to see him here at the Alamo Bowl here in just a few weeks. That's going to be awesome. But he has been a program transformer for us. He and Shedeur, they embody toughness, resilience. And I mean, I've been somebody that's like, hey, I think Travis Hunter can play both corner and wide receiver, but even I don't want him playing that many snaps. And he has done it again. And he has shown that he can stay healthy. He can do it and not take plays off, despite what some people might try and tell you. He's not a guy that mails it in. He just has that mental edge that is just so unique. It's like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan-esque. And
Deion Sanders.
Yeah, Deion Sanders. And he's truly, Jay, this is what's so crazy, is that I've never seen a player impact a team from the boundary the way that he does. Like, he completely transforms the way that we play defense. He completely transforms how our offense runs. And it's just it's very, very rare that you see a player do that on one side of the ball, let alone, I mean, on both sides of the ball. I mean, I know that Champ Bailey and, Charles Woodson did it, but I don't know if they did it to this kind of level. And it's not to throw shade on them, but I just can't remember anything like this that I've ever seen. I think his numbers should be retired or memorialized in some sense here at CU. And he's going to go down as, I think, as long as things go according to plan, our second Heisman winner in school history, and the first one that I've been truly able to appreciate in my lifetime.
Yeah, the Salam era was very, you were probably either super young or not born at that point.
I was 3 years old, yeah.
Yeah, I was alive too. I was super young in the Rashad Salam era. Man, he was still a beast, but Travis Hunter should leave CU as the most decorated player to probably ever play there. And it's just amazing that we had the opportunity to witness it. And like you said, I don't think I'll ever see this again in collegiate sports. I mean, Champ Bailey did. I mean, he had 47 catches, 500-something yards. I think he maybe had closer to 5 or 10 touchdowns. Okay. I can't remember the exact number, but even Champ said that, even compared to how he played, this was completely new of what Travis has been able to do, is being that impactful on both sides of the ball. And where do you think he's going to play in the NFL? DB or wide receiver?
Man, to be honest with you, Jay, I've gone back and forth on that throughout this year. I think at this point, I really do think that whatever team he lands with is going to give him the opportunity to play both ways, because I just think it's difficult when you're a head coach and pressure is on every single year in the NFL. I think it's just going to be hard for coaches to hold themselves back of keeping either likely their top wide receiver or their top corner off the field. I think he's going to get the opportunity to do both until proven otherwise.
No, I can totally agree with you there. I think the only thing I need him to do is get a little bit more meat on his bones. He is playing a little bit on the smaller side, but especially if he plays DB. Wide receiver, he'll be fine. DB, and he's going to be hitting them big old running backs. I mean, Derrick Henry comes running at you. Got your boy a little nervous there. But, hey, it is what it is. He'll be all right. We're talking to David, Talks Buffs from YouTube. David, man, thank you for pulling up with us on the channel, man. Let the people know where they can find you.
Oh, well, thank you again, Jay. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at David Talks Buffs. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, David Talks Buffs. I put out video content every day from, a CU graduate's perspective. So it's a lot of fun. If you want to laugh, come to my channel. If you want to have some serious takes too, you can come to my channel. But the one thing that I promise is that you will leave entertained every single time.
Absolutely. And I'm a little disappointed you didn't put the horns on for us today.
I got them right here. Here.
And he is dedicated. Look at, see? That,
I got
my
the
friends,
Ralphie horns.
He's got his Ralphies going, and we knew that he wasn't playing around with it. Man, I appreciate you pulling up.
Absolutely, Jay. Let's do this again soon.
We will definitely.